Most people will tell you to stop eating junk food, remove toxic people, stop using social media, start moving more, start exercising. And don't get me wrong, I tell people those things. But there is a deeper level to all of this. Those things there, they're external. And actually, once you get to the internal things, the external naturally just changes. So today, I just wanted to dive into a few of those areas. Fear being the first. Now, let me explain it in a way where I've witnessed and I've also experienced myself. The fear of changing something that you know deep down needs to change. For example, staying in a job that you literally hate because of the financial impact. So you have a fear of leaving the job because the finances you need in place to sustain a lifestyle. That fear and that staying in that space is doing so much more damage than any of those external things that I mentioned, because you are going around living in that vibration of being in the wrong place. I remember the feeling myself. I was in a job, I absolutely hated it. I knew it wasn't the thing that I should be doing. I knew it was harming me physically and mentally. And I knew the longer I stayed there, the harder it was going to be to leave. And that there's that battle going on inside of you, and it puts you in this state of constant, you're not able to regulate because you're constantly either at work in that place where you don't want to be, or you're not at work and you're building up, oh my god, I'm going to have to go there again, so I'm going to have to change that state of energy again. Like, even if you have a few days off, and I was speaking to somebody about this the other day, they're like, I have a few days off, I get almost like regulated again, and then I go straight back into it. And I remember also witnessing it. I don't know if I've told this story before, but I was sat in the vets and I was witnessing two people behind the counter, the receptionists. And one receptionist was obviously there to try and get her work done, and the other receptionist was trying to avoid doing any work whatsoever. And then the frustration of this person that was trying to do the work, watching this person not doing the work, and both of them didn't want to be there. You could just tell the energy, the vibe, the negativity, the people are in places they shouldn't be in. And it's the fear of the external, the money, the lifestyle, whatever it is, that is keeping people stuck. And it's funny, that shift, as soon as I remember letting go of that job, I remember being right, okay, like I said, I'm going to stay in this for if I keep staying in this, if I keep putting myself in this negative space, this negative vibration, this negative energy, I'm going to like sell my soul, basically. And I'm just going to end up, yes, it feels nice having that stable income come in each month, but is it worth all of the rest of it that goes with it? For me personally, no. Like, I sat there for the smallest amount of time physically possible before I cut that tie and went all in on the business. And that instant feeling of relief of not having to go back there, relief of not having that to drain my energy, like excitement of just being able to focus fully on actually what I wanted to be doing, focus fully on actually the things that excite me. And it's really important to understand that the longer you do stay in that fearful state, in that low vibration, the more and more those circumstances are going to come to you. So if you're living in that state of vibration, if you're fearful, if your energy is being drained, if you're constantly in that cycle of having to almost put on a mask every day and show up to something you really don't want to be doing, it is going to attract more of that negative cycle. So yes, we can look at all those externals, but those externals again are just masking something deeper. The reason people are turning to these foods, the reasons people are distracting themselves with social media and scrolling for days, the reason people are like putting themselves in toxic environments is because that underlining inner state is being like it's like, oh well, I'm here anyway, so I might as well do these things, because it all attaches and it all aligns. So when you're looking at improving your life, changing your life, yes, the external things are there, but actually dig deeper into what those external things are covering up. Fear is just one of the things I could go into, and I'm not going to go into the others in this video, but just off of the top of my head, there's fear, there's limiting beliefs, there's control, there's attachment, there's victimhood, there's comparison, judgment. There's so much under the external things that are there, that actually when you start to look into the internal and start to shift those patterns, those behaviors, those understandings, that's when life actually changes. So yes, you can start the exercise, yes, you can start eating healthier foods, yes, you can surround yourself with less of the toxic people, but unless you are actually uncovering the deep-rooted fear, then that's only going to be sustainable for a certain period of time, because you're just going to revert back to old ways. You're only going to be able to sustain that when your body is in a state of constant fear, or just that example, for example, the job, like having to continuously go back is going to continuously drain energy, is going to continuously put you in that negative state. So think about it. Think about where fear shows up. Think about how it is currently taking you down a path that maybe you don't want to be going down, and start looking there. If you need any help with this, there's some links in the description. Feel free to reach out.